shot there for you guys. Just thought I'd pop on for a little bit of a chat. If anybody's got any questions, just throw them out there and I will address them in the few minutes I've got before I walk to meet my dad. That's becoming the standard practice these days. Might as well do a live video while I'm walking down to the club. Now, the whole point of this video was to talk about the use of freelancers when you are making your books. Now, freelancers are brilliant because they can save you a hell of a lot of time when you are making, your books and things. And in terms of the freelancers, what I'm talking about basically three things. I'm talking about the covers, the design of the covers. You can give them like a brief, you know what I mean? You can do like a brief of what you want them to look like. What I've been doing is I've been giving, I'm basically using two at the moment. There's one who I'm using for the high content stuff, and one I'm using for the low content stuff. And because what I try to do with the low content stuff is keep it under a kind of budget, because as you know, you can do as many things as you can to make the book successful, but sometimes you do every little thing and it still isn't successful. So try to keep it on the lower side for those things. So I'm using freelancers for the cover. Also, sometimes the interior as well. For the low content books, I'm now using exclusively freelancers, and I'll tell them the features that I want in the book to kind of differentiate myself from the competitors. So people were more likely to buy my book than someone else's because I've got a different feature or whatever. And then the third thing is the A+ content. So A+ content, you can knock up some A+ content on Canva, fairly straightforward, fairly easily. But it's all about, having that creative eye. And sometimes when I do A+ content, it looks absolutely brilliant. And I think I've done a pretty good job there. For a scientist, I've done a pretty good job there, right? But then sometimes I look at it and I just can't get it right. And there's just always something not working and stuff. Whereas if you use a freelancer, whose job it is to be a designer, they can knock that up for you really straightforward. And again, it doesn't cost too much. So, and again, you can go on Fiverr to get those kind of people. Now, what I would say to you is to just have a look at people's reviews and then give them a shot at the end of the day. One of the things that you can do, one of the questions that I get is, well, isn't that quite costly? And yes, it is quite costly, especially when you're making low content books. You think you've spotted something that's going to do really well and then it doesn't. And you think, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to keep the low content cost under $60 in total. And the way that I'm kind of funding this is through kind of, tax write-offs. So, at the end of the year, there's a sum of money there that's been earned. And obviously the tax man has to be paid, of course. Do you know what I mean? But there's a certain amount of that if you are paying for covers and interiors and things like that from freelancers. Well, that you get that back, don't you? Do you know what I mean? So the more kind of money that you make, there's almost more available to then go and reinvest it in kind of materials and services from people to expand your business, okay? Because eventually, if you're making an absolute fortune, then the taxman's going to get some more, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? So he's happy, I'm happy, and the job's a good one. So that's the point that I wanted to make with the freelancers. And if you have freelancers who are doing your book's interior, the design of the front covers, and the A+ content, that gives you much more time to work on branding if you have a brand that you are pushing, so things like social media and stuff like that. In my case, at the moment, I'm focusing on this channel a little bit more, and it just means that what you can do is you can do some more research out there to look for little gaps in niches and things like that. Identify little wins where you could potentially go in there, sneak yourself in, and potentially make some sales in that kind of thing. Okay, so that was it. That's all I wanted to discuss while I was on my little journey here. There's been a little gap in the rain today. I was saying on the KDP Ninja Discord earlier on that it's been raining for every single day for probably the best part of 2 weeks, or even a little bit more. But it's cleared up now, and now it's really, really muggy. I had a hoodie on, but I took it off because I'm just too hot now. So I'm trying to walk quite fast as well, but it's making me very, very sweaty. So I'll have to calm down, perhaps. This is my village. If you haven't seen my village, it's been featured in quite a few of these live videos. This is the site of there was a street party here on one of the live videos that I did, which was very exciting. That was for when the king was getting crowned, and there was lots of music and stuff. So while I was trying to talk about KDP, there was this kind of like party going on, you know, people drinking in the street, having Victoria sponge cake and tea and that sort of thing, you know what I mean? So anyway, I'm waffling on now. So I just want to wish you all a very happy day and enjoy your publishing, and let me know if you have any wins, if you've done any great sales, or if you've got any problems or any questions. You know, why don't you just send me a comment and I'll get back to you, sort of thing. And yeah, okay then. So have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. The next one, by the way, is going to be all about problem-based publishing. So finding a problem that people have in the world, and then making all your publishing center around that problem. The reason why you do that is so that you can share a lot of the marketing efforts and things. So you're not just kind of pushing one book, you're pushing multiple books at once, because you're addressing the problem. You know, you're not just doing kind of like a one-trick pony, you've got quite a lot of things there as well. So anyway, very good. So I will see you in the next one, and see you later on. Bye-bye.